everybody. Welcome back to the farmstead. So you guys, I want to thank Qfar for sending me their 31-gallon indoor-outdoor deck box. This is going to help us and be a total game changer for one of the areas in our home. So this deck box is very easily assembled. It comes with one front panel, one back panel, two side panels, a bottom panel, and then a lid panel. It also comes with a combination, a number lock that you can use to lock your deck box. Now, we are putting this in a space where the lock is not necessary for us, so we did not use it. The system for assembly is extremely simple. Here I am just making sure that I have everything I need for the proper install. I just wanted to make sure that I checked my instructions. Very simple, again, install. It is a snap together system. So you take one of your side panels and you snap it into your front and back panels. And what I found is if I just put it on the ground and just snapped it in, it worked out so very perfectly. It did not take me long to install it all. I just had to make sure that I read my directions. There is a 12-month default warranty that comes with this particular product, and you can also get an extended warranty if you feel the need for that. Now, we do not have a pool, so we will not be using this on our pool deck, but we will be using this to house some of our outdoor garden tools. Now, you can use this for pool toys, garden tools, furniture, sports equipment, or as a sitting bench. I would not recommend someone my size sitting on this. However, it can hold my weight. I tried it, but I did not put that on film. So if you look back here, we have this is the back of our home, the back door, and our back small deck patio thing. And Mr. Jerome had just come to cut the grass. So this is where we put all of the outdoor furniture when Mr. Jerome comes to cut the grass. And of course, we are going to, we found a different solution for putting our furniture. We can actually open up the garden gate and just stick it right in the path, in the walkways of the garden. But here I have two of the 5-gallon tote boxes that you would get from any Walmart or store of that nature. And this is where I house the majority of my garden items that I do not want to expose to the elements. So this is where I have some additional compost. This is where I have all of my fertilizers. This is where I have my diatomaceous earth. This is where I have anything that I did not want or do not want to be exposed to the elements. We have been getting some rain here lately, and I put them in these totes to keep them on the covered back porch and away from the weather. As you can tell, we go in and out of this space regularly with the dogs, and I'm always doing my gardening. And so this back porch gets a ton of dirt, and it takes me forever to sweep it off. But I do like to keep it clean. However, with 3 of us using stuff back here, my kids don't always do it the same way I do it. And yes, that is the puppies in the background just playing, so you may have some random puppy noise. So it does take me a skinny minute to get that back porch cleaned off, even though it doesn't appear to be very big. Again, lots of dirt coming in and out of the garden. And so here I am just trying to keep it all nice and clean. I do have some trays out here where we keep our boots on, so we don't have to drag the boots in and out of the house. So yeah, here I am just trying to get stuff situated. So I'm putting out the deck box. This is a 31-gallon deck box. And to be very honest, when I first put it in this space, I thought there is zero way that all of this stuff is going to fit in this box, because I have two totes that are holding all of this stuff, and I had to get an additional tote just to hold everything. So here's where I got a little bit of confusion going on. I pulled out the things I didn't want to get wet and put them in the deck box, but I still had a full tote that I was going to send out into the greenhouse. And I was thinking, okay, all of this stuff goes to the garden. It should be in the garden area. Why put it in the deck box? Well, as you'll see coming up, I kind of came to my right mind. I don't want to have multiple, see, I'm thinking now, right? I don't want to have multiple boxes all over the house or all over the yard or in the garden. And so here I am now making a decision. No, this has to work out better, because there was so much room in that deck box after I put the 2 or 3 little items in there that I wanted to keep from getting wet. So I had Jackson to take that tote out to the garden and put it in the greenhouse. And then again, I'm thinking, but isn't this what the deck box is for? And so I'm still contemplating all of the things that need to happen. This is me and my contemplation. And don't mind the dog noise. The 2 puppies are puppying. And of course, now sister has come out to join the fun. And so here I am contemplating now. No, I can put more stuff out here in this deck box. That's what it's for. It's 31 gallons, large, or can hold that capacity. And I need to utilize all of that space. Here's a canopy that we got from Temu that we still need to put out over one of our sitting areas, because it is warm out here. So I was able to get the majority. I got everything that was in both of those gallon boxes out into the deck box, including soccer equipment. Jackson practices soccer out in the backyard, and so I was able to get his things out there as well. Now you're going to see me take this little tray, and I'm putting a few things, just some steaks, some tie downs, a few little things, some flower pot chains, gloves. Those are the things that I'm sending out to the greenhouse, and we were able to clear out totally both of those tote boxes, and we're going to actually put those in the garage because they are not necessary anymore. We do keep in the deck box our doggy bags and our combs or brushes for the dogs because we brush them outside. So I was just excited to be able to get rid of all of those boxes because we really truly had just been putting so much on this back porch, and it was not necessary. The deck box holds everything from those 2 boxes or those 2 tote boxes extremely well, and nothing is just shoved in there, and we still have space that we could put more things out there if we wanted to or needed to, but we're not going to. And so yeah, I'm just taking those empty boxes away, and now we are putting all the things back on the porch. Our boot trays, because I do keep boots out here, sister keeps boots outside. And so we are putting everything out there that we're going to need to go inside of the garden, which is really the main reason we come out of the back deck. We do have a sitting area out there, but the main reason that we are out there is for the garden. So here we are now working in our garden. It is a couple of days later, and we have these 3 garden beds. Now, I'm not sure which one of you ladies, it might have been Shelly, it could have been, that told me about neem oil. We have had an infestation in our tomatoes of tomato nymphs, and I'm telling you right now, they have done some major damage, and they're just a nuisance, honestly. Yes, they have gotten into some of our fruit, but we have a large tomato crop. All of these that you see me working with now were volunteer tomatoes. We did not plant any of these. This came out of that organic soil and compost that we got out of our soil barrel from using organic kitchen scraps, and that's where these tomatoes came from. But one of the issues that we had in this specific raised bed is that I didn't have enough stakes in our the tomato limbs were growing on the ground. And so I'm trying, these are indeterminate tomatoes, and I'm trying to keep them from being on the ground because we water under there, and tomato leaves do not like water. They get fungus and disease. And so what I'm doing now is I'm taking some stakes that I did purchase from Amazon, and I am twist tying them to the stakes. It just takes me a little bit of time to get them all situated. But when I sprayed these the other day with that neem oil, I only saw one of those little tomato nymphs on my plants. I am going to spray them again, and I have reordered the neem oil so that I can spray them 1 to 2 times a week. That's what Google says, because I do not want to deal with those little pesky things. And here I am just tossing off some of the tomatoes that have been bored into. And so once we get these stakes, you're going to see a great difference in the way that they're sitting in this bed. And what Jackson is doing, which you're unable to see, is we got a few more soaker hoses, and we're connecting the hoses so that we don't actually have to come out and hand water in these 3 garden beds. So if you can look behind Sister, you can kind of see some of the soaker hose. In the bed, couple beds over, we have radishes, and we have a huge big boy tomato. In this bed behind Sister directly, we've sown carrots again and spinach. And then of course in the bed we're working in now, we have tomatoes, cherries again. So Jackson is just putting the soakers in on the bottom near the plant roots, so that when we turn the hoses on, that everything in this bed is getting watered thoroughly, as the other beds and the in-grounds are getting soaked as well. So we bought 2 additional soaker hoses, and we made sure that they were working properly. We had a few little things that we had to go in and fix, but we got her done. So in this little section, of course, Sister was helping me get everything done. And once we got all of that situated and all the tomato plants, I'm so proud of those plants that are off the ground now. We are repurposing some soil from some pots where the production is done. So we removed all of the roots. Here I am, I'm raking out the roots from some of our pea plants or bean plants and some lettuce. So I am just putting that soil back into the barrel for repurposing. That was a basil plant that I was dealing with, but it was a lot of roots. It was deeply rooted. And so I just pulled that whole thing out and tossed it away. Here I am just removing some lettuce roots, and I'm going to reuse this soil here in my soil barrel. And so I'm just really raking out all of those roots because I don't need any plants trying to grow in my soil barrel, but I didn't want to throw away good soil if I could repurpose it. And Jackson is going to remove the soil barrel back into the greenhouse. One of the next videos you're going to see is us going in and organizing in the greenhouse. I'm just waiting on something to come from Amazon that I need to get out some of the weeding inside of the greenhouse. We've done a phenomenal job at keeping the majority of the weeds down, but I did have to order another weed eater because the one we have now is not functioning. And just a note about my shorts, Alana's like, Mom, you're wearing the mom shorts. But honey, these shorts are giving 23-pound weight loss, and I'm going to wear these shorts. They are way too big. When I first purchased them, they were way too tight. And now that I have lost some weight, I am very thankful that they do fit a little bigger. I'm good with it. So here I am with the big boy tomato, and I'm doing again some staking up because a lot of those leaves or limbs were on the ground. And again, more puppy noises. So just totally ignore the puppy chaos in the background. I have two of them today, my sister's puppy and ours. And yeah, here I am staking up those big boys, trying to get all of those limbs off of the ground. And my children are always pretty integral when I come and work in the garden. Again, I'll say this 100%. They don't love garden work, but it is teaching them responsibility. We did lose a couple that fell off of the vine, so we're just bringing those in the house. And we're going to put those in the windowsill to continue to ripen. We don't eat fried green tomatoes, so that's why I don't bring them in to fry them. But there's our deck box. It looks amazing out there. And here we put the furniture back out because, again, Mr. Jerome did come and cut the grass for us. So we just have all kind of conversational sitting areas, as well as our grill, and then a look around the garden. We do want to thank you guys so much for stopping by and hanging out with us in our garden. We're giving this farm